So in this recording, I wanted to touch on something that I think is a really good topic. I've actually pondered this for years since I came out here. Um, and the question is, do I personally believe that there are any Christians, any, in this entire area? And if they are out here, do they even know about me? Um, this question has been in the back of my mind ever since I came out here. And to be honest, there's no way you could say one way or another whether a person is a Christian or not, because how do you define what a Christian is? So I don't know every heart of every human that lives out here. So I can't say your heart is good and, Jesus can work through you or you're saved, because I don't know. So I basically have no choice, if I were to try to answer this question, but to base it off of what I know about what people are actually doing. And now keep in mind that Christians are flawed people and they're not perfect and they have sin, which complicates things even further if you're trying to figure out whether you live around Christians or not. So it would come down to, are Christians just flawed people, but they're here and they're active? Are these Christians just flawed people that honestly are of God, but are just, this is like their sin or their weakness? Or is there no Christians at all? So that is a really, really tough question. These people, I would just say that nothing about these people would ring, I'm a Christian. That's the only thing I can say. I mean, I can't dig into their hearts and be like, no, you have an evil heart and you're not a Christian. Everything here is this is basically like if you gave a very unstable psycho a lot of power and a lot of resources, what his twisted mind would create. This community is basically a mirror of a very twisted, disturbed individual, like a devil or the devil or something. The people here are just kind of disturbed. We Christians are not flawless, but we're not that. We're not like these twisted, deranged, weirdo type of people. The people of this community have a certain twisted nature that I think we pick up on, and it's beyond sin. They're just twisted. It's not sin. Where, like it would be different if I said all these people are committing adultery. That's a sin. But that's not me saying they're not Christian because they're committing adultery or any of these common things, these common sinful things that normal Christians fall into. I think most Christians fall into predictable sin, where it's like a very understandable sin. These people are not that. They are something completely off the chart, where they're just deranged, like the Joker. Essentially, it would be like if the Joker said he was saved, how believable would that be, considering what a complete lunatic devil he is? Like, think about this. You take somebody like the Joker, a complete lunatic madman, and you basically are just like, this guy's a Christian. Would anybody believe that? Would anybody believe that? Because they would be like, this guy's the most unstable lunatic I've ever seen in my life. Like, so you couldn't realistically sell the idea that this guy is just misunderstood or he's misguided or he's in sin. Like if the Joker was out there having sex with a lot of random women, yeah, sure, he's a Christian, but he's in sin. I don't technically consider these people. I think these people, their behavior is demonic in its nature. It's not normal sin. So the people out here are not Christians because they're not under normal sinful behavior. They're into something that is more akin to demonic influence or possession than it is they're just in sin. So when I think sin, I think normal sin. I think, normal sin. I don't think, you're part of some sort of cult sociopathic operation or repression or some sort of twisted fucks version of the Truman Show. So that doesn't really come into mind, because these people, the best way to define them are twisted fucks. So I don't think Christians become twisted fucks, regardless of whether they're in sin or not. I think they can be very sinful. I don't think they can be twisted fucks. So the people here are twisted fucks, and I think that the people like in the Dark Ages, possibly, because they went into this whole different area where it's like, I don't think it's as broad as, you could be as sinful as you want, you're saved. I think that saved people fall within predictable sin, or they're not like completely batshit fucking crazy. I don't know if we get batshit crazy with our sin. It's to the point where it's more like we're demonic than we are Christian. So I think these people have crossed over to the threshold of demonic behavior and not just sin. So I personally don't know if Christians are here, but I'm betting against it. And if they are here, they're cowards. They're not. I mean, I don't know. It's like, what do you like? Okay, so first off, when I came here, I didn't need the Christians to back me, because I had enough ability to be successful off of my own steam. I can be successful off my own steam. I don't even have to work a remedial job because I'm capable of doing more. So that was hindered by the people here, by the people in charge. So that had me kind of crippled to the point where, at that point, because you've been sabotaged, support would become more necessary. Not because you deserve support or because you needed support because you were fucking up or you didn't do what you were supposed to, but because you're being actively sabotaged by the devil in this community. So like I said, I was very capable of being successful. We had a lot of really nasty, low-life people who are probably jealous of that and racist, possibly racist. And they just saw the fact that I was successful and decided they had to do something about that. Now, that would introduce the idea that we need support. So only then did support even become necessary, and I didn't really get necessary support. So boomerang back to my initial point, if there are Christians here, they have no power, they have no resources, and they're probably scared. And that is me giving them the benefit of the doubt by entertaining the possibility that they're hard here at all. Or they just don't even know about me. I really can't say. So to answer that question, given what I know, I don't see any concrete evidence that my people are here. If they were here, I would imagine that they would be persecuted just as badly as I'm being persecuted, which wouldn't even allow them to really do much. So I don't, the sort of only way to really answer that is to say that I don't know. But I don't see evidence that this is actually a Christian community whatsoever. With that said, let me close.